All right, here we go. A little story time. I felt like there was a message in both of these situations that happened, and it's all related to waiting. If you are like me, you keep hearing waiting, wait, 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 and it's like, okay, I know I'm supposed to wait, like, okay. But I just wanted to share one situation. I was in Publix, right, and I was getting my groceries. I had a certain amount of money in cash to pay for my groceries, and I went over budget, and I was like, it's fine. I'll just use my debit card and pay for the extra. Um, and so I had the wrong debit card. I actually left the other debit card at home. My husband had it, so I didn't have it with me, and there was a long line behind me, and I felt so bad. It was like, I know, 5 minutes. I had these people waiting behind me, and I feel so bad, but I had to pay for my order, and I was waiting on my husband, and excuse me, it got so complicated. I was waiting on him to text me back. And then he called me, and then we were trying to figure out like the card situation. He was like, "I think you have it," and I was like, "I don't think I have the card." And so, just trying to figure all that, I was like, "Just cash at me." And so I was waiting on him to cash at me to a different card. And while I was waiting, a lady, not behind me, but behind the lady behind me, she came up and she paid for the rest of my order. Now, I don't know if she paid for it because she was just tired of waiting and she felt bad, or she just wanted to bless me. Either way, I took it as a blessing. And I was like, thank you. You didn't have to do that. And I was like, after she paid for it and I walked off with my cart, I was like mouthing to her, like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. And she was like, no, 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 you're fine. And so I wanted to make sure that I met her as we walked out the door, because I wanted to tell her thank you, and also tell her, I want to be able to send you money, because, we had the money. It wasn't that I didn't have it. It was complicated in me trying to figure out how I was going to figure out how to pay for it. And so I waited for her to come out the door, and she told me, she was like, "No, I'm more than blessed. I am blessed. I want to, just bless you, make sure you pay it forward." And I was like, "Thank you so much. Are you sure? Like, what is your number? I can cash up you the money and all that." And, she was like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." And I was just so thankful for it. And from that, I got a message that I wanted to encourage you with, and also myself. And that is, sometimes whenever we are waiting, it can be frustrating. It can even be embarrassing. Like, y'all, I was embarrassed because I had these people waiting behind me. It was embarrassing. I was frustrated. I was trying to work it out to the best of my ability to try to figure out how am I going to pay for this order. Like, I knew I had the money, but it was just like the means to try to figure out how to do it. It got complicated. It was far more complicated than what I assumed. Like, even when my husband was trying to cash at me, he was like, it's not working. So it was just a lot of frustrations with that. And I just wanted to encourage somebody again that sometimes in your waiting, it can seem embarrassing. Maybe your situation or your circumstance, it can be, intimidating, or you feel like you're trying the best you know how in your ability to make something work, and it just seems like the timing is off. It's not happening in your timing, it's not happening in your power, and you're like, this is out of my control. Like, I'm trying my best. But I feel like for somebody, they need to know that your waiting is not in vain, that God wants to take care of whatever it is. He wants to handle it. He wants to bless you. He wants to meet you where you are. And sometimes you have to wait for it. Don't worry about the people waiting. Don't worry about who's around you. Don't worry about what your circumstance looks like. No matter how embarrassing it may seem, how frustrating it may seem, like, your waiting is not in vain. So just wanted to share that with someone. Like, you're waiting, it's a part of the process. You gotta wait to inherit the promise, to wait on God for that answered prayer. It is worth the wait. So that's it. Okay, another situation. So I was at Walmart, right? And I was waiting on the front parking spot. I was trying to, park up front so I didn't have to walk too far. Lazy of me. Anyway, so I was waiting, and this car was coming out. Like, I seen the people walk in the car, and they were backing out like they were about to leave. So I was behind them and waiting. I had on my blinker light because I wanted the people behind me, the car behind me, to know, like, this is my parking spot. So I waited and waited, and it looked like they just was taking their sweet time, but I knew they were coming out. Like, their brake light was on and everything, like they were about to back up. And so I waited and waited, and I was like, I don't want to have, this car behind me waiting so long, but I feel like, this spot is mine. I really want this spot. I know they're coming out. And so I waited, and out of my, just frustration, and really, I don't even think I cared too much about the people waiting behind me. It was just the fact that, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're not coming out. And literally as soon as I passed that car, they backed out of the parking spot, and the car behind me got the spot. That's how I knew then. That was a message that, um, although the waiting may take a while, do not leave your position. Whatever is for you, if there's something that's for you, if there's a position for you, don't move. Don't move too early. Don't give up too early, because you might just be on the brick of a breakthrough. You might just be on the cuff of a change. Don't give in too soon. Don't let nobody else take your spot. That's what the enemy wants. He wants somebody else to take your place. He wants to get you out of position. So just wait and hold on.